my name is Charles Wollertz, and today I'm gonna ruin food for you, but in the best way possible. So there you have it. If you're doing coffee on a lighter background and you don't wanna see through it or have it look weak, use soy sauce instead. If you do wanna see a little bit more through it, you can mix in a little bit of water. Perfect. And if you want to get a close-up of detail with the little bubbles on top, add a little bit of soap. Now you can see that this could be very wasteful, and I don't want to do that today. So everything I'm going to try to minimize waste as much as possible is still showing you the examples that I want to share with you. You've seen the photos, the golden pancakes, the juicy burgers, the ice cream that never melts. But did you know most of that's a lie? Milk is gonna make your cereal soggy, and it's just not gonna look that great after a minute or two. Now, if you use white glue, it can sit there as long as you want. If you don't wanna use that much glue, you can use yogurt as a base, as a filler, then put glue on top and then the cereal on top of that. So you're not using that much glue and you still get the same results. Pancake syrup or motor oil. You can see how the pancake syrup just soaks right into the pancakes and it disappears. It just looks wet. Motor oil stays on top. It's a little bit thicker, denser, and it will not penetrate the pancakes as well as the pancake syrup does. You can see here side by side. Now, the other trick I used was put cardboard cutouts in between each pancake. That gives it fluff and dimension. You can see why these are higher and these ones are just flat. So don't eat these, you can eat these. Ice cream. This is white frosting. So I'm not gonna use all of it because that's a lot. So this is white frosting, and I'm gonna use some powdered sugar. Now, if you notice, I'm not much for measurements. I just kind of go until I get the right consistency and the feel for what I want. So I'm so glad this is not my kitchen because this is messy. And when you think you got enough, you're gonna need more. So again, it's all about getting the right consistency. It's still kind of sticky, see? So a little bit more sugar, and it looks like it's starting to take shape. It's starting to crumble and break. And that's perfect texture. That's exactly what I was looking for. It's very sticky, so remember just to keep mixing until that goes away. Literally starting to look like ice cream, believe it or not. And see, it's still a little sticky. It crumbles, it breaks up like that, which is exactly the texture I was going for. Okay, I got the texture. I think I'm pretty happy with this. It might need a little more, but I think that's good. Now what I'm gonna add next is, just for detail, is a little bit of chocolate chips. So there you have it. That is ice cream that will never melt. The best part, it is edible. It's just extremely sweet. You can do this technique with pretty much anything, meat, vegetables, whatever. I use broccoli because nobody likes broccoli. But see, after you cook it, it starts to look kind of dull and it just doesn't look that great. You could brush it with a little bit of oil, cooking oil, or just spray it with something like this, just to bring back shine and make it look pretty. Also, cotton rounds like this. See, right now it's cold. I chilled it down so it didn't finish overcooking. But I'm gonna use cotton rounds, throw them in the microwave with water, and they're gonna start steaming. I'll place it behind, so when I take a picture with the camera, you'll just get that steam and it'll look like it's the broccoli itself. So this is the kind of stuff you're gonna find in the ultimate Wollertz Photography digital photography guide and in one of the booklets, the commercial side of things. I give a lot of other food hacks included in here. These are techniques that we've been using for many years, and yes, they're not real, but they make the food look great. Now, I don't want you to feel cheated because at least I'm using real ingredients. If you wanna feel cheated, remember that there are restaurants and people, vloggers, creating things from AI. That's not even real. It wasn't even cooked. It was coded. So if you want to feel cheated, blame them. But remember, if you want any more ideas, go to wollertzphotography.com. Look at the 3 ways that we have to enjoy this photography course, whether it's on YouTube, on my page, or the printed booklets that you can take with you wherever you go. Now, there's a few more tricks I want to share with you here in this video. Scared me. A few more tricks I want to share with you in this video, so stay tuned. And let me reset things because I got a mess in this kitchen. Oh, that was soy sauce. Ugh. All right, now let's switch over to a beer on a dark background. Yeah, you can't see the background because it's behind you. But I got a glass and I got a beer, a light beer. On a dark background, not so great. Now you can see that, it looks beautiful, but the background looks way too dark. How do we fix that? Okay, there's a couple problems with beer. You can see that in a dark background, it doesn't show up as well as it should on the screen. So if I add a little piece of paper to bounce light, you can see it here in that camera. And then back here, just make sure that you fold it so it doesn't show on the edges of the video or picture. The other thing I was gonna show you is, you see how it's not cold enough anymore and it's losing fizz, but you want that condensation of the glass. So I got a spray bottle with some glycerin and water diluted. So it's 50-50, and then I can just spray the glass, and because it's vegetable glycerin, it's gonna stick to the glass. So let's do that here real quick. And I'm gonna cover here where the head goes. There you go, now it's got the condensation, it just looks delicious. Refreshing cold beer, perfect. Oh, there we go. Whatever, that works. And then the last thing you'll notice is that the fizz is fizzling out. It doesn't have enough bubbles. Even though it's a Stella, that's a very effervescent beer, it doesn't have enough. So a little bit of table salt is gonna bring back up to life. So we had soy sauce instead of coffee, which I'm not gonna drink that again. We had cereal, look at that, it doesn't get soggy. This one is all soggy and yeah, it's useless. This one, you can still take pictures and it looks fresh. Look at the pancakes, look at the one with the motor oil. It's still refreshing and it looks delicious actually. That one, they just look dry and bleh. So you can take your time if you use motor oil. Look at the ice cream that never melts. Still looks perfect. The broccoli, after I sprayed the oil on it, it still looks, wow, that thing scares me. I don't know why I said ow. The broccoli with the whatever, it's vegetable oil spray. It still looks good. I got more ice cream, I got whatever. There's a beer, a little bit of salt, brings it back to life. Salt and beer, not my favorite, so I'm just gonna drink this one. But you can see how modifying a little bit the food ingredients, you can make things last through a photo shoot. I usually don't do this. This is something that you do when you're setting up the shots, when you're setting up and you have time. My type of food photography is on the fly. I go to restaurants that are usually open. Typically they're running a business while I'm there. So I bring my lights, I set up a studio or two, and the food just comes and goes. It's fresh food, everything looks great. I only have 2 to 3 minutes to get the photo before it just looks dull. So these are some hacks that people use and I've used for a long time to take your time to compose. You might want to shoot tethered. That's usually when you take your time and arrange everything. You got a food stylist coming in and modifying things, using tweezers to move things. That's not my style. I'm more hurry up and go, let's get the next plate, next plate, next plate. But you can see how with a little bit of effort, you can get some fantastic images. The ice cream is one of my favorites. You could also add food dye and get different flavors, different colors. But anyway, I hope this was interesting. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. I don't know how to put this on.